I've said multiple times the pathway I would have chosen, but it was based on what the Browns did. Because they didn't choose the path that I suggested, now we got to get to the root of the problem. Maybe the most egregious pick in all of the 2025 draft was the Browns taking Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round. There's no way you can evaluate the quarterback position and have him rated as a higher prospect than Shedeur Sanders. There's no way that you can be an astute quarterback evaluator and think he was worthy of an asset as valuable as a 3rd round pick. They could have went Cam Scatterbo with that pick. And then instead of taking Dylan Sampson in the next round, they could have went wide receiver. Like, there are a lot of different ways they could approach it. And you could have had Quinshon Judkins and Cam Scatterbo. And I say that because they ultimately drafted a 2nd running back anyway, correctly?
Well, they did, yeah.
We got to get to the root of the problem.
It's another dark week in Cleveland. The dog pound is silent, the fans are fuming, and the Browns' quarterback room looks like a bad comedy skit. After that 32-13 embarrassment against the Patriots, a game that felt over before halftime, the entire city is asking one question: what are we even doing at quarterback? And now, former NFL quarterback Shaun King just dropped a truth bomb so loud, it might have echoed straight through Berea. He said it plain as day. Drafting Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd round was a fireable offense. Fireable. And when Shaun King says that, he's not talking from emotion. He's talking from the eyes of a man who's played, coached, and evaluated talent for years. King didn't hold back. He said there's no way, a competent evaluator could have looked at Dillon Gabriel and thought, yeah, that guy's a better prospect than Shedeur Sanders. Because anyone who's watched these two kids play knows exactly who has the NFL toolkit. One plays with vision, control, and composure under pressure. The other? He looks lost when the play breaks down. And yet, in Cleveland, Dillon Gabriel is the starter, while Shedeur Sanders, the kid with prime DNA, the calm in chaos, holds a clipboard. King made his point clear. He even rolled the tape back to February, before the draft. He said back then, months before Gabriel ever wore brown and orange, that Gabriel's game only fits one specific offense: the Baylor-style, screen-heavy, quick-throw system that almost no NFL team runs anymore. So why would the Browns spend a 3rd-round pick on him? Why waste such a valuable asset on a player who doesn't fit the system, can't make pro-level reads, and doesn't move the pocket with poise? That's not team building. That's negligence. And the craziest part, Shedeur Sanders was sitting right there. The Browns had him. They drafted him, 5th round. A bargain. A gift. And somehow, he's still standing on the sideline while Gabriel flounders. Now tell me, Cleveland fans, does that make any sense to you? Do you really believe Dillon Gabriel gives this team a better chance to win than Shedeur Sanders? Let me know in the comments, because Shaun King sure doesn't think so. King said it straight: the Browns front office created this mess. They could have used that pick on a running back like Cam Scatterbo, or added another weapon for this offense that's now averaging under 17 points a game. Instead, they drafted a quarterback who's already shown he's out of his depth. He called it the root of the problem. Because right now, everything wrong with the Browns traces back to one choice. One draft card that should have been burned instead of turned in. And after that Patriots game, you can't deny it, Dillon Gabriel looked overwhelmed. The offense stalled on every drive that mattered. That he missed throws, missed reads, and missed opportunities, including one brutal late sideline pass that ended in a missed field goal when the game was still close. At halftime, the Browns trailed 9-7, then it fell apart. Completely. King said it perfectly: don't accelerate the mistake by continuing down the path you never should have gone down in the first place. That's real talk, and that's the difference between accountability and arrogance. He believes it's time, right now, to hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders, not next week. Not after the season's lost. Now. Because Shedeur wasn't just a better college prospect, he's a better NFL fit. He reads the field, extends plays, and brings leadership that Gabriel simply hasn't shown. But here's the wildest theory King threw out there. He thinks Shedeur's draft might not have even been a football decision. He said it out loud, without hesitation: I really think the owner mandated that Shedeur Sanders get drafted in the 5th round. Let that sink in. If true, that means head coach Kevin Stefanski never wanted Shedeur in the first place. That means this so-called quarterback competition might have been rigged before it even began. And now, Stefanski's pride is costing this team real wins. Because instead of swallowing his ego, he's dying on this Dillon Gabriel vine, as King put it, defending a draft mistake like it's his own son. And Shaun didn't stop there. He called Stefanski's own words fireable. When the coach said Gabriel was the second-rated quarterback on their board, King almost couldn't believe it. He said, "That's a fireable statement for an offensive coach." And honestly, because what kind of offensive mind looks at Shedeur Sanders, polished, mobile, built for modern football, and thinks Dillon Gabriel is the guy? That's not evaluation, that's delusion. So I gotta ask, do you think Kevin Stefanski's pride is killing this team? Drop your answer below. Because what's happening in Cleveland isn't just bad football, it's organizational chaos. King didn't say this as a Shedeur superfan either. He made it clear, he's not biased, that he's clashed with Shedeur's supporters before. He's kept it real when Shedeur struggled in Boulder. But even he knows the difference between potential and limitation. And right now, Dillon Gabriel's ceiling looks like a basement. King said Gabriel has never been better than he was back at UCF, not at Oklahoma, not in the draft process, and certainly not now in the NFL that he's peaked. Meanwhile, Shedeur's just getting started. He's the kind of player who grows with adversity. He's the kind of quarterback who can flip a 2-6 team into a second-half story. And here's the thing, King's not totally giving up on Cleveland either. He said something that caught everyone off guard. Mathematically, the Browns can still go 11-6. He's right, the AFC North's in chaos. The Bengals are inconsistent, the Ravens are banged up, and the Steelers can't score. If the Browns win their division games, they're right back in it. But not with Dillon Gabriel, not with a quarterback who can't command a huddle, not with a kid the locker room doesn't believe in.
Now don't accelerate the mistake by continuing down the path that you never should have went down in the first place. It's time to go to Shedeur Sanders simply because he was a better prospect coming out of college than Dillon Gabriel.
Why is he not playing?
I really think the owner mandated that Shedeur Sanders get drafted in the 5th round. And Stefanski is trying to die on this vine that, what did he say? Dillon was the second-rated quarterback on his board in the draft?
Yep.
Like, that might be the most, that's a fireable statement.
That's
For
what
a
we
guy that's an offensive coach, that's a fireable statement.
That's what we've been telling him.
That's why King said, plain and simple, if the guys in that locker room know Shedeur's better, and you keep trotting out Dillon Gabriel, that's fireable. Because a coach's job isn't just calling plays, it's believing in the right players. He said, if I'm the head coach, my team's gonna believe we can win 9 games in a row and go 11-6. That's the coach's job. But how can a team believe that when the wrong man's under center? That's the paradox of this Browns team. The talent's there, the defense is elite, the weapons are waiting. But the leadership? The decision-making, it's unraveling. So what would you do if you were Kevin Stefanski right now? Stick with Gabriel to prove a point? Or admit the mistake and give Shedeur the keys before the season spirals beyond repair? King even compared Shedeur's potential to Jackson Dart, another young gun lighting it up for the Giants right now. He said he had a late first, early second-round grade on both Dart and Sanders. 2 quarterbacks with the same confident swagger, same arm control, same leadership presence. And then he reminded everyone, the Browns scouting department gave Shedeur a 4th-round grade. So how did he fall to the 5th? Because once again, the league undervalued him, just like they once did Tom Brady, just like they once did Brock Purdy. History repeats itself. But what separates the smart teams from the stubborn ones is this. The smart ones learn from their mistake. The Browns? They're doubling down. And that's what Shaun King warned. If Cleveland keeps compounding their mistakes, if they keep ignoring the obvious truth that Shedeur Sanders is better than Dillon Gabriel right now, this isn't just a quarterback controversy, it's a front office disaster. Because this isn't just about who starts next week, it's about who survives this offseason. When Shaun King says the Browns are compounding mistakes, he's not exaggerating. That he's talking about a team that's watching its season slip away, not because of injuries or bad luck, but because of stubborn leadership. And nothing proves that more than the way Cleveland's offense looks right now. Let's call it what it is: predictable, lifeless, and uninspired. Through 8 games, they can't move the ball, can't finish drives, and can't score more than 17 points in a game that matters. They've got a defense built to win a championship, and an offense built to waste one. And according to Shaun King, there's only one real variable: the quarterback. He pointed out how other teams have handled similar struggles. Look at the Giants, he said. When Russell Wilson couldn't get it done, they switched to Jackson Dart, and instantly looked more explosive, more alive, more confident. The difference wasn't talent, it was belief. That's what Shedeur Sanders could bring to this Cleveland team right now. He's calm, composed, and capable of extending plays when protection breaks down. That's exactly what this system needs. Because King said it best: the Browns' offensive design requires a quarterback with functional mobility. They don't have the quick game rhythm of Cincinnati, where Joe Burrow gets the ball out in 2 seconds. Cleveland needs movement. They need creativity. They need someone who can buy time, slide in the pocket, and find open receivers downfield. Joe Flacco couldn't do it, Dillon Gabriel can't do it, but Shedeur? That's literally what he does best. So, when King said, to continue down the Dillon Gabriel pathway, when the guy in the same draft class is better, was better, and will always be better, to me that's fireable. It hit hard, because deep down, everyone knows it's true. Even the players. And it's not just about the quarterbacks anymore. This dysfunction has spread through the entire offense. Jeudy, one of the most talented wideouts in the league, looks completely disengaged. Last season, he was top 5 in targets and separation. This year, he's practically invisible. That he's frustrated, angry, refusing interviews, because he knows he's open and the ball just isn't coming his way. So Shaun King broke that down. He said if he were Cleveland's offensive coordinator, the fix would be simple. First, he'd bench Dillon Gabriel. Then he'd sit down with Shedeur Sanders and tell him, every time you see man coverage, your eyes go straight to Jeudy. Unless you've got an obvious mismatch with Njoku or Fanning, Jerry's your guy. That's quarterback 101. Trust your top weapon and force defenses to respect it. Because right now, Cleveland's offense doesn't scare anyone. It's stale, predictable, robotic. There's no rhythm, no urgency, and no chemistry. And you can't build chemistry when your quarterback doesn't command the respect of his receivers. King even mentioned Jalen Hurts as an example. He said Hurts struggled early in his career with the same thing, learning to trust his star wideouts. But once he figured it out, the Eagles' passing game exploded. That's the kind of growth Shedeur can bring, not just playing quarterback, but leading one. And let's be honest, Shedeur's got the same poise Hurts had when he came into the league: cool under pressure. Never rattled. Always ready for the moment. You can feel that prime time DNA every time he's on the field. He might be quiet, but he commands respect, the kind you can't fake. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel looks like he's trying to survive every snap. The ball's coming out late, reads are a second behind, and the confidence is gone. You can see it in his body language. You can see it in the eyes of his receivers. That silent frustration when the ball sails 5 yards too short or wide. And that's exactly what Shaun King meant when he said Cleveland can't keep compounding the mistake. Because every snap Gabriel takes is another missed opportunity for Shedeur to grow, to lead, to turn this season around. So what's the holdup? Is it politics? Pride? Or are the Browns just afraid to admit they were wrong? Because right now, the difference between winning and losing might just be a matter of ego. King's perspective came from experience. A former NFL quarterback who knows what it's like to see talent wasted by stubborn coaching. He wasn't disrespecting Gabriel, he was being real about fit. Every offense has its system. And right now, Cleveland's system demands a quarterback with command, touch, and mobility, not a screen pass specialist from a college spread. That's why this situation feels so maddening for Browns fans. You've got a defense ranked top 5 in total yards allowed, a receiving core that could thrive with the right quarterback, and yet the offense can't put points on the board. How long can a locker room survive that kind of imbalance? Because when your defense busts its tail for 3 quarters and your offense can't capitalize, cracks start forming, blame starts flying, and once that happens, you don't just lose games, you lose trust. Shaun King even gave credit where it's due. He said Cleveland's mathematically still alive. If they go 7-2 the rest of the way, they finish 11th, 6th, the division's still wide open. But mathematically possible and realistically probable are two very different things. And that's where this conversation turns from hopeful to haunting. Because if they don't make a change now, the Browns might not just miss the playoffs. They might destroy the trust between players, coaches, and fans for good. Be honest. If you were Andrew Berry, the GM, would you admit the Dillon Gabriel pick was a mistake right now? Or would you wait until the season's over and pray the fanbase forgets? Let us know what you do. Because this next decision could define the future of the Cleveland Browns. Let's not forget, this team once had Joe Flacco lighting up defenses for 500 yards a game. Same receivers, same system, same coaches. So if the offense suddenly looks this bad, it's not the scheme, it's the quarterback. That's why Shaun King said, there's only one variable. You change that one variable, you change everything. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just a backup, he's the Browns' best chance at saving the season. That he's got the arm to stretch the field, the IQ to read defenses, and the mobility to extend drives. He's not afraid of pressure, he's built for it. And maybe that's what scares this coaching staff the most. Because once Shedeur steps on that field and proves them wrong, there's no going back and no excuses and more hiding behind rookie development or scheme fit. Just truth and accountability. So here's the question that Cleveland can't keep avoiding. Do you want to protect an ego, or do you want to win football games? Because if the answer's winning, then it's time. Time to put Shedeur Sanders under center and finally see what this offense can become. Because what the Browns are doing now, it's not working. That it's not inspiring. That it's not Cleveland football. Shaun King might have said it best when he compared this whole situation to a slow-motion car crash. Everyone sees what's about to happen. The fans, the players, even the media, but the people behind the wheel are too stubborn to hit the brakes. That's where Cleveland is right now, at a franchise at a crossroads. That on one side, pride, politics, and excuses; on the other, potential, leadership, and a quarterback who's ready to rewrite the story. And make no mistake, if Shedeur Sanders finally gets that call, everything changes. Because what he brings isn't just arm talent, it's energy, swagger, and belief. Exactly what this locker room needs, exactly what this city deserves. Cleveland, it's time to wake up. The season isn't lost yet, but the clock is ticking. That you've got the defense, you've got the weapons. All you need now is the right quarterback. And his name is Shedeur Sanders. If you believe it's time for the Browns to make the switch, drop a comment, hit that like button, and tell us how you'd fix this quarterback mess. This has been Gridiron Insights, bringing you the real, raw truth about the league's biggest controversies. Stay tuned for more breakdowns, more fire takes, and more inside drama from around the NFL. And remember, like, subscribe, and stay locked in with Gridiron Insights, where football meets facts, and the truth always finds daylight.